NLC embarked upon a strike. I believe that in society, without law and order, we have nothing else. I think it's very, very important, and the government must think very carefully how they reward an illegality. If I were the government, which I'm not, I would appeal to NLC through different channels that as soon as you call off your illegal strike, within 2 hours I'll dialogue with you. Because that's my personal position, not the government's. But protesters have not broken the law. There's nothing illegal about me protesting about something. I can pick up a placard, go to my governor in Lagos State, Fashola, and say, I'm unhappy about something. There's nothing wrong in him listening to me today, tomorrow, or day after. So I would encourage the governors in all the 36 states, the president, and even LGA chairmen to dialogue with protesters.
The town hall meeting was held about 2 weeks before the announcement of the removal of fuel subsidies. We were part of the economic management team. Some members of that team were at that town hall meeting in Lagos, and the idea was to entrust to Nigerians this removal of subsidy issue. Some will argue that at a certain point in time, the president was beginning to win some support. Now, there are two issues here: timing and trust. What's your reaction to people who say the timing was wrong and the government betrayed their trust by not telling them this is when this move will take place and how it will be dealt with?
If a president comes and announces, or a governor, or NMPC, or anybody, that in a month's time we will deregulate fuel, everybody can extrapolate that the price will go to 140 naira. So who will sell fuel to you today at 65 naira? When you can either hoard the fuel, or indeed if you sell it, won't you yourself go out and try and buy all the fuel you can buy in advance? So for the period between when you give the notice and your terminal date, there will be mayhem in the country. You won't be able to go near any filling station. There will be confusion. Not to mention that the product will be scarce, because every marketer, and please, there's some honorable ones, every dubious marketer has enough sense to know that if you can just hide 10 tankers of fuel somewhere in the bush and wait for the date you announced, he can double his money. So the point I'm making is that let's be careful. The only way this thing can work is to do it almost overnight. Having said that, you should have dialogue with the people, which is what happened. You mentioned the town hall meeting, so there was some dialogue. From what I know, the dialogue was for 3 whole months. But the point I'm making is that you cannot handle something like this by telling people in advance on what date they have to pay double the price for something.
We have seen in Lagos and Abuja, the protests haven't dwindled like the government expected. It has moved from strength to strength. Day 4, it could go on for more than a week, go on for 2 weeks. Now, what are the consequences if this goes on?
If this continues for much longer, of course there are consequences for the ordinary man. There are consequences for the governments at state level, federal level, even LGA level. There are also consequences for the union leadership, for NLC and for TUC. You see, when you call an indefinite strike, if you keep it on for too long, Nigerians will go back to work. I can tell you states of the federation where the markets today are full. I've gotten the reports, I've confirmed, I've verified them. NLC or TUC, you actually appear stronger if you now say, Nigerians, you are suffering, so I halt the strike for now. I will go into negotiations. If you continue indefinitely, one by one, more and more states will start going about their normal business. Markets will start taking place. People will be carrying goods around and ignoring you. Will NSC start trying to fight with the buses? Some states have stopped protesting. Some governors have dialogue with the people. I even saw some in the midst of protesters. People have calmed down.